Know your worth. Know when to walk away. I'm saying this because I have been in a situation of, I know what it feels like when you constantly allow somebody to walk over you and you constantly allow people to just push your boundaries. You have to walk away for you. You have to be willing to leave. You have to be willing to say, I know my worth and I deserve better. And it's not just only in relationships that are intimate, but it's also in friendships as well. You know how many relationships and failed friendships that I've had, all because personally I was attracting what I was accepting, right? I was accepting the mistreatment. I was accepting the lies. I was accepting being used. And one thing I've always been used for, or I used to be used for, was for my money. People knew, like, and it was so crazy because with my ex girlfriend, I used to always just like, here, babe, boom, 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 boom. And it got to the point where she was just like, damn, like this bitch just sending me money type shit. I ain't really got to take her serious. And it's like, there was no boundaries that I set because I didn't love myself and I didn't know my worth. You have to know when to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, no, I'm good. It's okay to walk away. When you walk away, you're not doing it because you're looking to see if they will notice your worth. You're doing it for yourself. You're setting a boundary and saying, I will not be played with. I will no longer allow this mistreatment to constantly go on. Because at some point, you have to ask yourself, do you really love yourself if you keep allowing people to push your boundaries? If you keep allowing people to cross you? I don't have many friends. I don't have a lot of people in my circle. I have a small circle, and there's a reason why. I keep the smaller my circle is, the more at peace I am. Okay? Because I don't need a variety of friends. I don't need a whole I don't need a lot of people in my life, especially if they not real, especially if they not going to align with me, especially if they're going to drain my energy, especially if they're going to use me. You know what I'm saying? And so at some point, you have to be willing to walk away. And for my men out there, stop simping over these women. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I know a lot of y'all might be like, how you gonna tell us something? You a woman. Baby, listen, when I was heterosexual, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I didn't really put I didn't I did I wanna say it was way more different with women than it was with men. Because with men, I used to just be like, you know what, let me just trade these niggas out. But actually, when I think about it and I see a whole lot of, bitches out here, and I'm gonna say bitches, um, a lot of these, we gonna call them Jezebels. A lot of these Jezebels out here, they just like they be fumbling the bag with real good men. But then I also see that the more you chase somebody, or if you feel like, oh, I could pull this person in because I have this or I have that. My ex, I used to give her money. So I knew, like, in order for me to, like, in order for her to talk, or like, you feel me? Like, she would be like, oh, babe, can I get this? Whatever, whoop de whoop. And I would give it to her. As soon as she got the money, she started treating me all types of ways. She started talking down on me, calling me names, disrespecting me, and all types of shit. And so this went on for such a long time to the point where she ended up leaving me and went with somebody else. Now, this was like 3, 4 years ago. Okay. And so my thing was, I didn't have no respect for myself. I had lack of self worth. I didn't value who I was. I didn't know me. You cannot chase after people and you cannot allow people to mistreat you. You have to set boundaries. Boundaries are the most important thing. You have to ask yourself, what is your breaking point? A lot of people are afraid to be alone. Being alone does not hurt. It's nothing wrong with being alone. When you isolate yourself, you start to actually, this is where self realization comes in. This is where you start to focus on your health. This is where you start to focus on things that matter, which is yourself. The great, and you start to see the good qualities within who you are, and you start to realize your worth and what you actually deserve. If you put yourself and you set yourself as an example, and you put yourself out there and say, oh, this is the kind of person I am. I'm the type of person where you can run over me. I people please, I chase after people, and I'm a simp or whatever. If you identify with that, and it's not even consciously but subconsciously, you people are going to feed off that energy, and that's where you're going to attract the wrong ones that you do not want. And then you're going to start accepting that mistreatment, because you're going to think that you can't find anything better, and you're going to think that, you know what, I might as well just accept this, because or not even you verbally accepting it because you don't want that, but if you're subconsciously accepting it, you are used to this pattern to where you haven't decided to break free. You have to be willing to break out of that bad habit. You have to be willing to have that you know what I'm saying. And you don't even gotta tell nobody you walking away. You ain't gotta say shit to them motherfuckers. Just all you gotta do is just be like, you feel me, like I'm good, you feel me, like I'm cool, you feel me, like you say to yourself, you know what, I know my worth. And I'm gone. You feel me? And a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, they'll be back. They'll do this. They'll do that. You stand in your power. Do not allow nobody to disrespect you. Don't allow nobody to mistreat you. I have boundaries. I don't like people that gaslight me. If I feel like you're gaslighting me, that's my breaking point. There's lack of self growth. That's my breaking point. Narcissistic people, that's it. Like, it's automatic. Like, emotional manipulation. Because all the things that I'm naming is the same shit that my ex would do. Literally. And for a long time, it wasn't even just her, it was also other exes. And I noticed the pattern. But I also noticed that I needed to change within myself. So start seeing yourself in a new light. Start loving you and start setting those boundaries. And like I said, for the men, stop simping over these bitches. Because at the end of the day, a real woman is not going to fumble you. Period. All right, peace. Oh, and for my women, a real man ain't gonna fumble you, baby. Period. Because I know y'all gonna be like, what? Alizé, what? Because only reason I say that is because I know both sides. Because I've dated men and I've dated women. So for me, being heterosexual and then being bisexual and then becoming fully lesbian, it's kind of like, I know, you feel me? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I can understand a man fully and know what this means, but I do know that I've seen a lot of women and how they roll. Like, a lot of these females, they really have lack of self-respect for themselves. And a lot of people, you also got to realize that if you a person that does, you know what I'm saying, a person that do you wrong, you got to also ask yourself, like, they don't have respect for themselves as well. They don't respect you. They don't value themselves. And if that person fumbles you and they go for somebody else, don't trip, because at the end of the day, what you bring to the table. You know what type of man you are. You know what type of woman you are. So remember your worth, value yourself, and put you first, baby. And that's all I got to say, because Alizé got to go to work tonight. All right, peace.